Because it's fun. It's not work. It's more of like, hey, my project is coming together. I'm building something and it's working. I started programming my first software applications in like 6th grade, middle school. I made a little calculator on my own, using a language called Robot Basic. It was just very simple. Like now that I look back at it, it was just this very simple idea, simple syntax and the programming methodologies. And just ever since then, I've really been hooked and been learning more. As I grew older, I tried to learn new things and eventually led to my STS project. As part of my project for the Intel Science Talent Search, I developed a virtual reality application that can be used for medical education. Now, my project specifically is in the area of anatomical education, so teaching anatomy and physiology. And that's the main focus of what I was trying to develop. I tried to develop a virtual reality tool that could be used to supplement anatomical instruction. And one of the main sort of, I guess, design objectives of this application was to create a spatial learning tool. Now, when you teach anatomy, like one of the most important factors when in anatomical instruction is spatial learning. Like, for example, typically, we use cadaveric dissection or even animal dissection, right, to teach anatomy to students in the United States. And one of the reasons that it's so effective is because of the fact that the student is interacting with a physical specimen. The student is making incisions. The student is orienting themselves around the specimen, viewing them from viewing the anatomical structures from different angles and orientations. And so what I tried to do was develop this augmented reality interface. Now, augmented reality is the concept of merging the physical world with the digital by superimposing virtual objects into your view of the physical world. Now, I developed an iPad application that can project 3D anatomical structures that are virtual into your view of the physical world. So you'd be able to see them, for example, on your desktop or on your counter. So what that enables us to do is basically project these 3D models, which are derived from actual human anatomical CT data, so computed tomography data, which is a medical imaging technique, and then interact with those models as if they were present in your view of the physical world. Now, we plan to embed other supplemental educational content, such as annotations, lecture videos, and labels to sort of create this immersive experience, which is complete and integrated in that it has all these different forms of content in the application. And one of the main sort of, again, design objectives we had for this project was to develop a mobile system so that would be inexpensive. Right? So we created a version that works on an iPad or iOS phone, and we plan to extend it to work on Android as well. Through these mobile device platforms, we'd be able to distribute this application across global boundaries. And that was the main focus of my application and my Intel Science Talent Search project. Well, see, the thing is, like, I started doing research only like 2 or 3 years ago. Like I've been programming a lot since middle school, but I thought it would be something cool to explore, right? Research. I started doing it maybe at the end of freshman year. And the biggest piece of advice I can give is, just seize the initiative, go out there, look for opportunities. I started attending biotech conferences. I was a high school kid, but I went and attended conferences. I would just, you can register online. You can just go to these, register for these conferences and go there. And it was really interesting because, I talked to professors and other scientists, other academic researchers, and just talk about my interests and, what I've been working on with my own software projects, which are just sort of like, homegrown projects I was building. And they were really interested and they were really open. Like I said, the scientific community is very supportive. And like all these opportunities, I learned about this lab at Stanford through one of the conferences I went to. There's just basically so many opportunities out there, especially since we live in the Bay Area, which has some of the the highest concentration of technology research going on in the world. There's just so much around you that you can go out there and explore. And I feel like the biggest thing that differentiates success from potential is initiative. So all it takes is some initiative to go out there and see what's there.